Hello, this is Smerdley, and this video is sort of a follow-up to another video I did about 2 weeks ago, in which I told about how I had a verbal altercation with a panhandler out in front of 7-Eleven, which ended in me spitting right in the guy's face. I may have lost some friends on YouTube over telling you that story. It's not a story. Did it really happen? Yes, it really happened. I spit in that man's face. You may think that that's a filthy, dirty, disgusting thing to spit in the face of another human being. Well, it is. But sometimes I'm just dirty and filthy and disgusting, alright? Sometimes I just get pissed off. And it's better than kicking him in the face or punching him in the face, isn't it? Anyways, let me backtrack. After I spit in his face and told him that God hates his guts, well, I told him that because he'd said, God loves me anyways, even though I am a lousy hypocrite. As I was walking away from him, and I went back and I said, oh yeah, well, you know what God thinks of you? God hates your guts. And I spit in his face, and I turned and walked away. And I didn't run, and I didn't turn around and look to see if he was coming after me. I just didn't care. I just saw the look of shock and disgust in his face. Well, anyways, whatever became of him? Well, he told me he was going to get his homies to kill me after, being such a fine Christian towards me, saying that God loves a cheerful giver and all that stuff, and that God loves me anyways, even though I don't turn my pockets inside out for his blousy bum ass. Well, the next day I went by there, and he was sitting there, and he saw me, and I was going into the store to buy something, and he jumped up and he ran over to this cab driver, and big heavy-set Chuck, about 400-pound man, was driving the cab, okay? And I've known Chuck for about 15 years, and Chuck's crazy. And he's married to a crazy wingnut, okay? And he went over and he was pointing at me in the store, and Chuck was just laughing, because Chuck knows a bum when he sees one, all right. Now, Chuck ain't gonna beat me up. Chuck laughed in his face. Because I asked Chuck about it. Did that guy tell you that I spit in his face? Chuck laughed and said, well, yeah. I said, well, he tells the truth. And Chuck laughed and he said, well, the guy's nothing but a bum and a pain in the ass anyways. He's always hitting me up for money. And anyways, then the next day, I saw him run across the street, and he's talking to this little scumbag named Jim, and I know Jim too, and Jim ain't gonna get on my bad side. And I asked Jim the next day. I said, well, what did he tell you about me? He said, you spit in his face. I said, were you surprised? And Jim said, no, he deserved it. That is what happened, okay? And ever since then, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen the little panhandler, the little bum. Now, he probably went somewhere else because he couldn't get anybody to beat me up. Or maybe he was so shocked that someone would call him a bum and call him a liar and spit in his face that maybe he had a religious experience. Maybe he threw himself down on his knees and said, God, I am so ashamed of myself. I've been a bum and a panhandler for years and lying about the fact that I don't get disability checks when I really do get disability checks, and I lie and drink it all up and drug it all up in 3 or 4 days, and I'm out on the street sucking the tit of the human race. for handouts so I can get drunk some more. Maybe he had a religious experience and threw down that bottle of booze and threw out them heroin needles, and maybe he enrolled in a community college and took an accelerated program, and in 2 weeks' time graduated with a PhD, and now he's now he's pastor of his own church, and maybe he's a new Jerry Falwell or something. Who knows? Who cares? Frankly, look at this. I got rid of another fucking worthless panhandler. I ran him right out of town. And for that, I am proud of myself. And if I drop dead tonight and go before the God of judgment, well, hopefully God will just rewind the tape about a week and review it real quick, and he won't see me spitting in that guy's face and won't judge me for it. But even if he does, God will probably say, good work. That guy was a filthy, derelict, scumbag, leech off society, and you ran him off. Anyways, thank you for listening.